And Krishan needs counseling because my baby girl is also getting dog walked. Girl, take the leash off, take the chain off, and do you got it. Hey guys, and welcome back to Point Blank Period. And we are here for our next episode of Mind, Body, and Soul. And today, we about to get into it and talk about tower moments, okay? With my girl, Crystal D. Wrights, and my girl, Gabriella S. So sit back, relax, and come and enjoy the show while we talk about when it all falls down. And do not forget to like and subscribe. Hey guys, and welcome back. It is your girl, your sister, and your best friend, 777 AM, here with just a few of my best friends and co-hosts for the night. Who do we have here? We have Miss
Gabriella S. Period.
She hit the Sabatini. I love that. And over here,
Crystal D. Wright.
Crystal D. Wright. You better find it on Instagram, okay? So tonight we are having our drink called the Tower Moment. Why is it called the Tower Moment? Because a little too much, you might just fall down. So be very careful, okay? But just like Donnie McClurkin, we fall down, but we do what? We get back up again. Get back up again.
Get back up.
Amen. All right, but with that being said, let's start our drink off. First things first. Let's get some hand sanitizer first.
I was ready to dig
Safety first, okay? COVID-19 is back and better than ever, okay?
There we go. Thank you.
Cleanliness first. So if you're at home, get some hand sanitizer or wash your hands. That's even better. All right, now that we got that done, now we're going to hit our drink and sugar our rim with our nice, juicy limes from a store near you. Any store. We're not sponsored yet, so we can't say any names. Okay, so next, we are going to sugar our rim. So today we have like some special sugar mixed with nerds. Oh, yeah, it did it! Y'all, we've been trying to crush these nerds. They will not be crushed. I love that spirit, but I was a little upset. I was like, come on now, break down. Okay. But she refused to break down. This teaching us about tower
You got a
moments.
lot of yours.
Yes.
Working. Oh, a little in my cup too. I'll take it.
It is looking good.
Take mine up phone.
Now I want to dip mad again, but you know what? I'm not going to be jealous because God gave me my blessings already. It's okay.
There we go.
So,
That's okay.
ooh, you're going to have a different type of drink. Something delicioso. All right, next we're going to take a toothpick. So you go ahead and get your toothpick because we need to put our cherry at the bottom. Why have a cherry at the bottom?
There we go.
Simply because we can. So put our cherry at the bottom. Let's go ahead and get us some ice.
Let me bless you. Let me bless you.
Thank you. That's how you do it.
More?
Just one more, cause I like my drink cold. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So after that, our next part that we're gonna add is some lime rum. If you are a person who does not like to drink, or you're just going on your sober October, or actually sober December because it's December now, going ahead and leave this part out, but we're just going to put 1 shot of lime flavored liqueur rum and get whatever your favorite rum is, okay? So today we're actually making our alcohol included and our sober drinks, so for all my sober friends, you know? I love it. And after that, we are going to add just a little hint of Rose's lime. So not a shot, but a splash. You guys know how to splash? All right, just like that.
A little splash.
Splash it up. Oh, looking good. And
Does it splash?
you like it? I love it. Okay, it was a splash to me, but I don't know if that was a whole shot at the bottom. All right, next we are gonna do our next alcoholic drink, which is gonna be some spiced rum for our tower moment. We gotta keep it spicy, so whichever your favorite spiced rum is, use that. And we put about 1 shot in here. So your drink should be looking like this right now. Okay.
Good.
Okay. All right. So after we have all our liquor in there marinating with our beautiful cherry, we are going to add, 1 shot of pineapple juice. You can start with the pineapple.
Yes.
And 1 shot of orange juice. You start with the orange juice. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, girl, look at me. Trying to unscrew the thing. It's already done. I appreciate that. All right. And perfect. Now you see that? Everything's all in there looking good. Perfection, ladies. We have it. So now you have that. Our last two ingredients are my favorite. You know I love me some ginger beer. And I also love me some tonic water.
Here we are.
Thank you. I'll let you go ahead and do it for my tire moment. That was our 2 ounces right there.
Thank
Call
you.
me Technical Terry. Because I keep the measurements precise, okay? Y'all know I'm lying.
Now what's this?
All right. This is tonic water. Well, what is it? It's flavored water, or read the thing. So we can
Let's take a look. Let's see here. So it is carbonated mineral water.
Yes.
Flavored carbonated mineral water.
Flavored carbonated mineral water. Mineral water in the flavor of lime. Okay, so now that we have that going, I feel like I need a little bit more ice. And then after that, oranges. All right, so now I'm going to use our last thing. So everybody gets an orange for their rim. You also get a lime for your rim. Ooh la la la. Oh, girl, look at me.
Forgot about me.
I did not forget about. I was trying to give you an orange and you already had one. I was trying to give you double for your trouble, honey. There we go. And perfection.
And then we are adding
Strawberry and a little mango.
Oh, there we go.
Strawberry and mango at the top. We call this drink Tower Moment, but it's giving carnival, okay? So we probably should have thought about it. But at Carnival, they have a lot of Tower Moments. Trust me, they're enjoying themselves out there. All right, so as soon as we are ready, we are gonna cheers, and then
Color straw.
Oh, but you want to which color? Pink, yellow, green?
Pink.
Okay, green is my favorite color. You're a pink girl, and I love that for you.
Wait, how y'all get y'all just put it up there like that? Okay. A lot going on.
Now you're a woman. You know how to jazz it up. That's cute. That is so beautiful. All right, guys. So now we have our beautiful Tower Moment. Cheers.
This looks great.
We're gonna cheers it. Cheers. This looks
Cheers.
great. And obviously, when I made this drink up, I was having my Tower Moment because my mind was everywhere. But it tastes so good. Let's try it, ladies.
Let's go.
This is the best.
This is good.
And you know what? Really, I'm gonna move my stuff to the side because I'm gonna need a little bit of,
yes.
you know.
I can taste the nerds stuff on there too. It's so good.
I didn't have any nerds fall in mine.
Nerds fell in mine. It tastes good.
The nerds is good.
Yeah.
Okay, delicious. So I'm gonna just look.
Shake my baby, okay?
Our next thing, I'm just gonna add a little bit of nerds in mine because everybody else has nerds in theirs. And then while we sip on our drink, we want you to meet us over at the couch for our talk tonight, which is definitely gonna be about Tower Moment. So get your Tower Moment and get your behind over there to the couch. Thank you so much, ladies, for helping. We're going to the couch now. Let's go.
Yes, let's sashay Shantae over.
All right, guys. It is your girl, your sister, and your best friend, 777 AM, here with one of my best friends, Miss Gabby. Hit him with the last name.
Sabertini.
And you have just entered the chat for our newest portion of Point Blank Period, which is called our Fast Track Fifi. Shout out to Stud Taylor. You know, it's a fast track party. So I'm going to interview one of my friends so you guys can get to know her. She has 47 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. And don't do all that thinking. Whatever comes to your brain, the quickest, whatever it is.
Okay.
It is okay. All right. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
You are ready. So our first question is, who was your celebrity crush?
Ooh. Kofi from, what is that, Green? Queen Sugar, that's what it was, Queen Sugar, Kofi.
Period. What is the best way to impress you?
Treat me nice.
Treat you nice. What is the best way to make you mad?
Be nasty and rude.
Okay. So what is the pettiest reason you stopped talking to somebody?
Because they text back too long.
Okay. Now, name somebody who inspires you.
You inspire me, number one. And that's why I'm here, because she inspires me. Point blank, period.
Okay, point blank, period. And you inspire me too. All right, so weekdays or weekends?
Weekdays.
Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Okay. And Walmart, Target, or Amazon?
Ooh, I want to say Target because it sounds good, but I'm really an Amazon girl.
Period. Okay. I thought you went to Walmart. Were you going to bring? We all go to Walmart, but I thought you were going to say Walmart. But okay, last one. What is one thing that you are very grateful for?
I'm grateful for God and knowing Him. I'm so grateful for that because my life has been smooth every time I go to God for what I need.
Period. And that is that on that. You just got to know my girl Gabby, and point blank, period. Our first fast track Fifi. See you later.
Love it.
It is your great sister and your best friend, 777 AM, here with one of my best friends, Miss Crystal Wright, and welcome you to our fast track Fifi, where you have 47 seconds to tell the world about yourself, so they can get to know one of my best co-hosts so far. So, first things first, what is the best way to piss you off?
Send me off, like not show up or something.
Period. What are 3 words that describe you?
Friends would say sweet, crazy, dramatic.
Okay.
Sweet, crazy, and dramatic.
Period. Okay, so would the 10-year-old you think that you were cool right now?
No, she wants to be like a fashion designer or something fashionable.
What? Okay, weekdays or weekends?
Weekends.
Okay. How do you answer the phone? When you pick up the phone, what do you say?
It depends who's calling.
If your man is calling, what do you say?
Hello.
Ooh, like that. If your mama's calling, what do you say?
Hello.
Ooh, all the same hello, but different tones. Okay, I love it. All right, introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
She said that loud and proud. And last but not least, what is the pettiest reason that you stopped talking to someone?
Black plaque on their teeth.
You didn't tell them about it.
No.
Well, that is that on that. Thank you for joining the chat and entering our Fast Facts Fifi. Shout out to Stunt Taylor. We appreciate you. Have a great day. That's it. That's all.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. You already know who it is. It is your girl, your sister, and your best friend, 777 AM. And I am here with some beautiful co-hosts, some of my best friends who are about to introduce themselves. Starting with Crystal.
Hey, I'm a lifestyle creator. I'm Crystal D. Wright on Instagram.
Period.
I love that. Okay, so I'm Gabriella Sabertini. You can follow me at Gabriella Sabertini _ on Instagram. And then I'm also a lifestylist. So life coach, lifestylist, and I have a website, sabertini.com, where you can get fitness clothes and other things to style you, and also interior design, because I'm styling your life.
Period. And I love that because both of you guys are basically running the same vein, right? And my next show is going to be about fitness, so I'm definitely probably gonna need to get an outfit. Okay.
We got you.
All right, guys. Absolutely love that. Okay.
Thank you.
So as we continue on our mind, body, and soul journey, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to talk about tower moments. So have you had one? Are you experiencing now? And really what it is. So for those of you who have not experienced it or you've never heard that language before, a tower moment is really just a time in your life in which you feel like everything is falling apart. My producer Kelly made a really good point, right, that I didn't think about. Your tower moment is when you've built your life up to this wonderful standpoint in your brain and you're like, oh no, it's all falling apart. You're losing stuff. You don't know what to do. And what do you do when you get to the bottom? That's what today's show is going to be about. So our first question is, have you ever had a tower moment? And then how did you move through that? So who would like to begin?
I'll answer first. So I've had several tower moments, and I will go back to a tower moment where felt like I was in a bit of my career. I was working for a hotel, a chain hotel, one of the most popular chain hotels. I was a manager of a spa. My salary was good. I had great relationships with people who worked there. Everything was just really going great for me. I was
Yeah.
traveling at like a crazy discounted rate because I was working for like a hospitality company.
Right.
And so everything was smooth for me. I was meeting people, so I was like networking very well with high elites. And then COVID happened and they furloughed us, and it was on my birthday.
No.
Yes.
Tower. That tower right there. Not on your birthday.
On my birthday, my director called me. I was the manager at the time. My director called me, and she's like, "Hey, I have some like not good news for you." And she pretty much just let us know like they were furloughing us. So at that moment, I wasn't sure what was going on, but my tower was tilting, and so I was like,
It was shake.
okay,
It was a shake.
It was definitely a shake. So my tower was tilting, and I was like shocked, didn't know what to do, but I kind of just sat back and just let it all sink in. So now a month goes by, maybe 2 months, and some people are still working within the hospitality. Then they end up closing it like fully. And then they messaged me. It was 3 managers. It was a manager, a supervisor, a manager, director. So I was supervisor. And so they messaged me and it was like, hey, we have to eliminate your position. So now it was no longer a supervisor. So I went from just being furloughed to thinking I'm coming back to work, coming back to, everything I had going on whenever COVID, started, went away. And then now I was like, no. And I was there for 8 years.
Wow.
So definitely just like a big turn, because it was a lot when you get your tenure, it was a lot of like great things that happen. You get like, unlimited friends and family or like discounts and stuff, and everything just got cut. So I did not know what I was going to do, and that was just like my tower falling.
Yeah.
And so I thought, and I'm just a person that likes to kind of figure out what's next instantly. I never give myself time to kind of soak in it. So immediately I was like, oh my God, what's next? What do I have to do? So I started strategizing. I saw the people that I knew that still had their jobs, and I was like, okay, so they're like a concierge, and or they're like a front desk manager for an apartment, high rise. So I'm like, they kept their job. Maybe I should go into that, or and that's how I end up pivoting. But that was definitely a tower moment for me, because it was a job that I didn't know when I was going to leave. I knew it wasn't meant for me to be there forever, though. I knew that in my heart, but I was so comfortable that I think God shook it up for me, because he was like, you're not going to leave if I don't get you
That
to go.
part. Yes. I feel like our tower moments when we're the most comfortable is when we already know that it's something else that we should be doing. But we're like, no, but I like my friends work here. It's fun. I'm getting paid a lot of money. And God is like, but I told you to do something else.
Exactly.
So sometimes your tower is like the best thing that ever happened to you,
And
but
yet
you
it
really
was-
don't think that way.
And not at the time. You can't see it, because it feels like everything is falling when it's really falling into place. And you don't realize
Right.
that.
Come on now. Look, preach
Bye.
today.
Bye.
You better bless my life right now, because I need some things to fall into place.
Yeah.
And I like how you also didn't give yourself time, because before even we get to you, Chris, I'm sorry, but a lot of people soak all day. Like they get on Facebook, Instagram. I'm crying. I'm calling people up, and I'm just constantly telling this story that like does nothing to bless my life or to help somebody else, or it does nothing to help me get back up. I want to stay down, and it's okay to be down for a while and to talk about it. But girl, get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
Get up.
Okay. So Crystal, now tell us about what was your tower moment, or one of them.
One of them. So I think one of them was when I bought the multifamily home during COVID.
Man, man.
Yeah. So I think that was my tower moment, because at first it was cool. It was like, oh my God, like I got a property now.
Homeowner,
I'm
yeah.
a homeowner. I got a tenant. Like
Right. Okay.
You know,
Landlord.
I got somebody to help me pay the mortgage, like all that type of stuff. But I felt like it all went down pretty quick, because I'm like, okay, first I get in there, the tenant's like, oh, we got rats. Why you ain't tell me that when I was walking through here?
Right. Like you could have whispered that. You could have been like, girl,
I said that
tell
you
them
like
to get the
it.
rats before you decide to buy it.
She's like, I was scared. I didn't want to tell you in front of them.
So why you scared of them? But rats like mice, but keep going, girl. I'm
Right,
listening.
and then I had cleaners come in and like clean the first unit, and they said they did see drop-ins. So
Which is expensive. Yes, another.
it was like $900, because I wanted them to get every hole, go through everything, upstairs, downstairs, the basement. They was like, okay, we're gonna do all of that. We're gonna make sure they don't come in.
Get you right.
Yeah, get me right. It did work on the first floor. For a while on the top floor, they were still complaining, but it's gone now. It's gone now. But
Right, but are they gone now too?
they're gone too.
Sometimes, look, how they get to the third floor, ma'am? What is y'all doing up there to get these? They running upstairs.
Right. Like it has to be stuck up there. Anyways, that that was the first incident that happened. Then the next incident, I was like, okay, the garage doesn't have it doesn't have like the motor to bring the door up and down.
Right.
Like that's okay. That's like $300 maybe. Get somebody to put that in. So I paid the dudes to come put it in. They like, okay, we gotta plug it up. We need electricity. I'm like, why the electricity not working?
Right, like I'm paying electricity every month, sir.
What's going on?
Turns out the electricity is not moving from the house to the garage. And then that took me back to when I was talking to my my realtor. I was like, you know, like when you're going through the process of closing, you're like, oh, well, I want them to put a motor in the garage.
Right.
At the time, it didn't make sense to me when she was like, they said either they're gonna fix the roof or do the garage. I'm young at the time, doing this by myself, and it didn't register to me at first. I'm like, what? That don't make sense. And she's like, yeah. She's like, don't ask. Like, it's okay. Just take it. You could do the garage yourself.
Because the thing is, they could have did both. It was not that many people trying to buy that house, even though they tried to finesse.
They knew it was
that they couldn't have done both.
They knew it was
right.
a bigger problem.
Right.
They knew it was a bigger problem. And then my realtor, if she had my best interest at heart,
That part.
she would have said something too. She would have been like, it's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
But
or look more into it for you, or told you to look more into it, so you
Right.
could find out that it was the electricity, not the garage door. Like
right.
But a lot of times I think they're trying to get these listings off their books. So it's been on there so long. They're like, anybody who's interested in it, I'm just going to push it. And that's like, it's the morality behind it that I pray for them, because you just don't do people like that. Just
but
look
it was
into
deeper than that, because the seller was her mentee.
Who?
Oh, wow.
The seller was her mentee, the realtor.
Oh.
The realtor. So it's like, you really don't have my best interest at heart.
No.
You have her best interest at heart.
They were trying to finesse together.
And they did. They finessed together. And they were black women.
Don't you hate that when that happens? Because it makes you kind of lose trust. But then we have to realize that, you know, not everybody is like that. We just have to be careful, because so many people are like that. And I remember, like, when you did buy your property, because me and my family bought a property at the same exact time. So the thing about buying property is you always feel like, wow, you know, because especially at that time, like 3 years ago, before COVID, somebody must have known something. They were like, buy a property, be a homeowner, do this, do that. So then everybody wanted to be a landlord. Everybody wanted to be a homeowner. So we're all going out and buying these properties kind of blind, because the goal was just to have that title under our name. And then after that, you start getting all the, you know, uncovering all the truths of what the heck is really happening. But how did you navigate and really kind of stay positive through everything, like all these things going wrong? What's next? What did you do?
Girl, I didn't. I don't know. I was angry. I was crying. I was like really going through it. I had a boyfriend at the time. He was broke. He couldn't help me. I'd be like, oh my God. Like,
Told y'all not to do that.
I was like, they just got me. They just got me for $500. They can't even fix the garage. And he'd just be like, oh, well, I'm glad you're so like educated and you got a career and went to college. I'm like, what?
It's like, you ain't even trying to hustle with me, because at that point you know that man don't love you, because a man that wants you and want to be with you be like, oh man, so we did what? We have to do what?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know somebody. I'm going to call around. I'm going to try. Yes. And then let me see if I can try to save up so I can also, you know, include myself in the fixing process.
Exactly. It was a hot mess. So at that time, it was just like everything going wrong with the crib. The boyfriend can't help me. I'm just overwhelmed and emotional. So it was just like, I couldn't really do too much. I did have like a male best friend. And when I told him, he was like, I can't pay for all that, but I'm going to cash up you half of that, half of what you spent, half your money, and get that back, you know? Right. And that's somebody I ain't never slept with.
Yeah.
Right. I think at the end of the day, and it's not about women trying to be gold diggers or anything, because I see y'all coming. The watchers are watching,
they're on their way.
They trying to say something. But the truth is, as human beings, we need support. We need community.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a part of my community, it's important for you to give some type of input to try to like
bring something to the table.
Yeah, please bring something to the table to help. Because guess what? If that person was in a situation, as a woman, we're naturally problem solvers. Okay, so what happened? Who did you talk to? I'm gonna look some stuff up. We're gonna talk about it, rather than just being like, oh well. Yeah. Hope you're okay.
I'm glad you went to college.
Right. Now I'm glad she went to college. At that point, baby boy would have been blocked. Since we're not playing them type of games. I don't care if you as a man have gone to college or not, a problem solver, a businessman. It doesn't need a college degree, right? Yeah. And a lot of our men have been brainwashed to believe like they cannot produce or they cannot help. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of men without college degrees, without even any certificates, who will look some shit up and come over, go to Home Depot and come over and try to do something. And that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, it's the effort that counts.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. I would say that was definitely like a wake-up call. Like the fact that life was happening to me and then he could not help me, it like really changed how I date. It changed like what I needed. Like I think when you don't have like big girl problems, you like, oh, I'm just dating for love. Like, you just cute, you just deliver romance stuff. But
ain't been
now
like that
it's
in a minute. Look, I don't want nobody to get confused. Let me tell you right now, it ain't been like that in a minute. Do not apply, do not call, do not text. If you see me on Facebook, you might as well unfriend me. Unfriend me now. Unfollow me. Because I'm not playing those games. Yeah. And it's not because I want. It's because I give. And being with somebody who will just put holes in your bucket, it does not fill you up. So it's important to make sure that when you're having a tower moment, you surround yourself with people who are there to say, wow, you have a hole in your bucket. Let me go try to find some things so that we can do it together. And currently, guys, I am in my own tower moment. And I think like right now, especially in these times in which we're all preparing for, I'm saying genocide. Lord help us. I hope not genocide, okay? We're all preparing for a recession, right? Because the price of everything has gone up, but the pay has stayed stagnant, stayed the same, you know. And I'm in my own tower moment, not because of only the financial stuff, but because it just seems like everything is happening. Life is truly life. And, you know, I'm definitely went on a pivot in my career. And now, even a pivot in my friends group, because I realized that the people who you surround yourself with is important for the person that you become. It's tiring to surround yourself with people who are bucket takers and cup takers instead of bucket fillers.
Right. Something on that too.
Yes, and you might love somebody, but if you're only taking from me, if you like kind of are my frenemy at heart, then it's not good to like be with that person.
It's a statistic that I just saw that said it's pretty much about the people you surround yourself with. So they said if you're next to an unproductive person, no, let's talk about productive. If you're next to a productive person, your productivity goes up 15%. If you are next to an unproductive person, your productivity goes down 30%.
30, that's double.
So it's like
it goes up.
When they say surround yourself by 4 millionaires, you'll be the 5th. So surround yourself by 4 lazy people or unproductive or, you know, bad attitudes. You're going to be the 5th. So it's like your circle really makes a difference because that is who deeply influences you on a day-to-day basis.
Yes. And it's just really important to keep it going and keep it pushing. But with that being said, how do you cultivate or create your resilience while you're going through a tower moment? Personally, just, you know, to start it off. Oh my God! Quiet on set. I apologize, y'all. My mama is over here trying to get me messed up. And we're back. For me, what was we talking about, y'all? Because my mama threw me off for a second.
How to persevere through, like, you know, those tower moments.
Yeah, for me, it was like heavy research. Like when my first tower moment years and years ago, I don't want to put that many years because I've been single for at least 3 years now, like after my last relationship. And it was because I realized that the relationships that I was cultivating was with people who didn't give a damn about me. Just people to like be a friend, to be around me, to be by me, but they were not pouring into me. So what I did was I read up on stuff. I found out how to, you know, build my own life and how to get myself together because I realized that at that point, nobody around me was at a point in their life in which they could pour into me. So I had to pour into myself. I had to educate myself. And not only going to school, people think, oh, I read a book, you know, I went to school to go. No, sometimes you have to self-educate, read something, do something to like build yourself up. But how do you guys cultivate or create your own resilience during your tower moments?
I think it's definitely the self-care books. It's the self-care books. It's the therapy sessions. It's the prayer sessions with God and making that a part of a routine. like getting back close to God, for real. What else? And it is cutting people out. Cause when I found out he could not help me, he was in his own words, he was on a slow grind. Like I had to let him go completely.
Thank God. Because what the heck? You're not even thinking. I'm on a slow grind. So you're basically saying you're not even trying at this point because you could speed it up, sir. You could try to speed it up. Not giving.
Yeah. So I had to just cut him out of my life. I had to cut out anything that was a distraction. Honestly, even drinking, like going out too much. I had to like re-up on energy, like energy and focus. Damn.
All right, so real quick, how do you create your resilience and build it up?
I'm definitely backing up what she said, like God, number one, because sometimes you have to sit still and really listen to what's next for you, and also listen to what God is telling you and showing you in your life. So it's like, if you're not silent and not feeding all of these different information to different people and getting their opinions, or really sitting with God and seeing what he's telling you in your heart to do next, that's very important, because without that foundation, you kind of will feel lost. And so I definitely say, God first and always. And then next, I would say the self-education, the tools. A lot of times people like say things like, I can't afford therapy, or, like don't give yourself a reason why you can't succeed. Strategize, listen to what God is telling you, strategize, and move forth with a plan. You have to plan out things. If you just willy-nilly go for it once things start falling apart, it might fall apart again because you set no structure for yourself, no foundation. So I definitely say, sit back, figure out what's next for yourself, listen to your heart posture, your God, and then go forth with a plan for yourself and execute that accordingly.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Okay.
And don't just say you can't afford therapy, because if you have a job, you could do EAP. That's free therapy through your employer.
EAP. Because I did not know about that, and I had to work that job for 10 years.
And there's different organizations that will sponsor free therapy. Like they'll do like sliding scales for your pay rate and different things. So there is resources out there. We just don't really research and use those resources that we have. So we have to look at those.
And that's what I did. I did so a nonprofit here is Sister Afia. Right. So it was based on like my pay and stuff, and they talked to me about it, and we figured out like how much I could pay.
Period.
Until I made more money than whatever.
Period.
I was like, I saw that.
And now we're going to sip on our tower moments as we make a plan to get over our tower moment. And we'll be right back, okay?
Here we go.
And we are back. I am so grateful that you guys stayed. And I'm also so grateful for my beautiful co-hosts who are opening up about their tower moments, because it is so personal and we all go through it. I think the biggest issue in the world now is that, like, when you go through stuff, you kind of feel so alone. Even though we do have an internet, everybody still thinks like, oh, it's only me. Nobody else has this but me. But it's not true. We're all going through something. A lot of us have gone through tower moments, and some of us are still in our current tower moment state. But with that being said, let me pull back, because we was moving too quick. Y'all know I'm in my tower moment right now. I was moving too quick, okay? I am so happy and grateful for you guys being here. These flowers are not for me. They are for you lovely ladies. I am so grateful that you guys came to sit with me. So I hope you guys enjoy your beautiful flowers. It is our tradition.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is our tradition to give our co-hosts their flowers. Why? Because too many times in life, you do not get your flowers. You are working hard. You are beautiful. You are appreciated. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for always giving us flowers.
You guys are so
I'm keeping my flowers for the rest of the segment, baby. I'm appreciative.
Period. So, now that we take our deep breath, our first question is going to be about family, because we love our family, we love our friends. But first of all, how can family and friends or loved ones provide support or even be a hindrance during your tower moment? Like, they can be supportive, but some of them is like, it's giving doing too much. So what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Who's going first?
I'll answer first. I think it definitely could be both ways. In your tower moment, I spoke about this a little earlier, kind of sitting back and hearing from God what's next for you, and just figuring out what you're going to do next. And sometimes with your family, they can have their opinions of what you should do next, and it kind of disrupts the thoughts that you naturally have for your future and for yourself. So that can be a little bit of a hindrance from your family when everybody's giving their opinion of, you know, if it's a relationship, if it's a new job, whatever that tower moment is, people just giving too many opinions and you can't even hear your own thoughts because their thoughts now are lingering in your mind. And then on the more of a positive side, when you have a good supportive family, which I really think I have a great supportive family, when you're having a tower moment, they are there to comfort you, but also help you pick up those bricks. Because we're a tower. Like, this is something we stacked up. This is a building, like, as for us beautiful Black ladies, a monument, okay? And so when it falls, it's, you know, it's devastating because this is something that you took precious time to build up. So having a good family support to help you build it back up and let you know that this is not the end, this is just the restructure of what's going on in your life is very, very important. And I think it's very, very like comforting to know that even though things are falling apart, you have somebody else there or people there to help you build it back up.
I love that, yeah. Because sometimes in our tower moments, we beat ourselves up so much that we don't even want comfort. Like, you don't want to hear nobody say any good things about you. You don't want any comfort. You just want to be down right now. But being able to accept that and having that is a beautiful thing. Shout out to your family. Girl, I got to meet them. Look, I might need some help. I don't know.
We got you.
Yes, but Crystal, what about you? How do family and friends help or hinder tower moment situations?
So I think friends can definitely support emotionally, even financially, like friends and family, even financially, and spiritually, like helping you. Sometimes you don't want to go talk to God by yourself and you need somebody to push you or to, like, you know, just speak the word over you. Right.
Look, right now I'm mad at God and I need you to come over here and just like heal this for me. Like,
go ahead and speak over like, go ahead and speak over my life. I love that. Help me. You know, sometimes you do need those smaller communities to kind of help you get started back in your spiritual journey or whatnot. But definitely they could definitely hinder. I feel like some people are, they have like this toxic positivity thing about them. They just like,
sometimes
just be
I
positive.
have that.
They be like, just be positive. I'll be like, shut up.
It's hard sometimes.
Right, it's hard. I have feelings. I could be sad today. Can you just leave me alone? So like, I really don't like people who try to like force me to be positive. When it's like I'm allowed to have feelings and I'm allowed to, you know, have a day in the bed or whatever. I'm allowed to like just take a break, you know. So I don't like that. I don't like toxic positivity, and I try not to push that on other people, especially when I know they're not feeling it. And you can tell when people aren't feeling it. Like, I've even had people where it's like, oh, I've said something about God and they just was like so angry, and it's like, okay, you know.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. Like, how do you want me to support you then? Because I don't know what else to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even like speaking on that toxic positivity, because I've literally experienced, I feel like my life has been a tower moment. I've always been trying to go, do more. But you know what I mean? I was rejected by, not my you know, personal family, mean like my mom, my dad, brothers and sisters, but I was super rejected by my extended family, and that hurt. That was a tower moment. Then I went to school and like, I felt like I was rejected by the people at school, or for a certain point of it, I really don't believe in like looking down on other people. So it was like, I kind of rejected them too. So to me in my brain as a kid, that was like another tower moment. So it kind of pushed me as an adult to have some toxic positivity. And I feel like that affected a lot of my friendships in a way that it kind of made me mad. Like, one of my friends like, well, it just seems like when I'm going through, because, you know, it was like, I thought she was so beautiful, so smart, so kind, so loving. So when she would tell me about stuff, I would listen. I'd be like, oh, girl, I understand, you know. But then I'd be like, you know, but God is blessed you. I'm glad that you're doing okay now. But she didn't want to hear it, okay? She was like, God did what? Right now I'm mad and I'm angry. So I had to learn how to let people feel their emotions and just shut up. Like, really? What else? And what else? How you feeling now? Like, it changed my questioning, because I don't want somebody to feel like I'm not understanding them, or I don't care what they're going through, or I feel like because you're beautiful, because you have this, because you have a family and a husband, this, that, and the other, you cannot go through something. because no matter where you at in life, you know, Michelle Obama goes through stuff. All these women that we look up to, they go through things that are serious. If it's not serious to us, it's serious to them, and you have to allow people to feel their feelings.
Right.
I love that. I definitely love that. You explained that very well.
Yeah, I can't remember the book I read, but I think it was kind of called like How to Make Friends and Be Persuasive. You said what?
And influence people. Yeah, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about that book.
Yeah, so when I had read How to Make Friends and Influence People, it did say like sometimes people they just want to like talk.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to talk through their thoughts. Like they already know the answer. Yeah. They just got to talk it through with you. They don't really need you to say nothing. They probably just want you to help like guide them and whatnot. They don't necessarily want you to like, you know.
They don't want you to guide them. They want to release.
They want to release.
Yeah. They want to release.
Release. And then by the time they done, they think you did something. They'll be like, oh, thank you so much. Like,
they just need a listening ear. That's what they want. Just
exactly. Listening ear. Yeah.
So with that being said, so first of all, let's start with how long do you think you should stay in a tower moment, or how long do you think you should stay down?
I don't know. It kind of depends.
Yeah, I think that it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think that you know when it's too long. So it's like sometimes we make up this scenario in our head, and it was a quote that I read recently. I think it's by Confucius, and it said, "We suffer more in imagination than we do in real life."
Yep.
And
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, and so I think that don't prolong the suffering and making it something that lasts for a very long time. I think that every situation, you're able to kind of in your heart know when, okay, I gotta force myself to get up because it's not gonna be easy. But I do think that you should give yourself time, but everybody's time frame might be different, especially according to the situation.
Me too. I think it depends on who you are, what type of person you are, and then what happened and how you're dealing with that. Because let's say I had somebody pass away in my life, right? If that happened, right? My tower moment, it might take me a month, but somebody else, it might take them a week. They might just say, look, they want me to get up, they want me to do something. It really just depends on who you are, and then how and when you decide to seek your help and to keep it moving. But with that being said, we're going to keep it moving to our next question. You ladies are tearing it up, okay? Our next question is, how do tower moments impact your mental and your emotional health? And how do you deal with that? Because mental and emotional health is important, but I just feel like, I don't know, as humans, sometimes we just never want to deal. We never want to deal with that. I'm a Capricorn, and I don't be wanting to have emotions. A lot of times it's like, nothing's wrong with me, so what? All this bad stuff happened to me, so what? And it's like, girl, it's not so what, because you're feeling something right now. So how do you deal with feeling something?
That's good. I think that moments like this can build up anxiety in you, and also it can build up trauma, because sometimes when bad things happen, you don't go forth with taking a risk on the things that you really want to, because you're afraid that it might fail, like whatever else happened to. So I think that it definitely affects your mental and emotional well-being and health, and you have to be able to be open, and we discussed this before, seeking help. Sometimes you might need a therapist to be able to say, these are the goals I want, but I haven't accomplished these, and you have to deal with the process of why you haven't accomplished these. Is it because of the things that happened in your past, those tower moments that you think that if I go after something else good, the same thing can happen?
Yes. What you have anything to add to that?
I don't know, because we already are emotional from our hormones out of 2 weeks out of the month, every month. So I feel like with those 2 weeks already, it probably intensifies it a little bit more. Shoot, like you said, you can I think I've developed severe anxiety before, and had to find other ways to get help. But I don't really know, I don't know. I feel like it's just the stress kind of makes you shut down too, in a way. Emotionally, you could become emotionally unavailable to people, because I got hella stuff going on. I remember being in a broke tower moment. It was like,
Not broke.
I'm not even, yeah.
That's the hardest tower to be in. you can deal with a lot of stuff if you got a little money. You can pay your bills.
Right.
You good. You dealing with stuff. But when you
Yeah.
can't pay your bills and you a broke tower moment,
A broke tower
everybody's an
moment.
enemy at that point.
Everybody. Like, but in a broke tower moment, I don't even want to date. Like, for what?
Yeah, like, and honestly, I wouldn't date because, you know, when you're dating, and I feel like that's for anybody, you kind of got to like build yourself up and be the best you. I was literally just talking to Kelly about that. I'm so glad I did not get married when I was 21. And my goal when I was in school, I'm like, I'm going to get married at 21. And I'm going to have 3 kids. And then I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But I'm so grateful because at 21, I didn't know who I was.
Oh my gosh.
And I would have gave my life up. I would have
No.
never known who I was if I would have gotten married so quickly.
And it
So
would have showed up later on in your marriage because then you would have been in a
Yes.
state of
Yeah.
trying to find who you really are outside of the person that you
Yeah.
were with.
on top of, you know, at that point, you know, when you're young, sometimes you accept a little bit more. So I would have been accepting people that I probably shouldn't have been with. So my pay grade or my skill, depending on, you know, my man's mindset, it would have literally been up to him. So if this man was a go-getter, my whole life would have been about him. If this man was broke, man, either way, your life would have been about him. And it would have just, your experience would have been different. And I'm so grateful that I did not have to live that experience. But if you did get married early, shout out to you, because my heart still goes out to you. I love that. But I'm so glad that I didn't, because I wasn't self-aware at that point and in that moment.
But good thing Beyonce married Jay-Z. So.
Why? Because nobody else want him? No, it's a lot of people that want him.
No,
they see a B and they like, cool.
Because she was young. And look at her now. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, with that situation, marriage is also a business transaction. So for some people, like when you're at a certain state in your life, yeah, you're gonna marry somebody who's also like kind of equally yoked in that way. Beyonce couldn't have married a lot of other black men. And her dating and marrying Jay-Z was great because a lot of other black men wouldn't have been at that $1 billion status like she is and like he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to you guys for getting support. So again, you know, us Capricorns or everybody in the world, it's okay to get support and get help, because I always feel like my bricks, I have to carry them. Like, girl, like Kelly, y'all were there when I pulled up and I had all that stuff. I'm the type of girl, I would have brought all that stuff in, then I would have took 3 trips. But it's not because I don't have help, but it's just difficult for me, you know, to request and to ask and to get help. So right now, that's something that I'm working through, because sometimes you have time moments that you don't even need to have.
Yeah.
Because you're carrying bricks that people can help you with, and you're like, no, this happened to me. No, I don't want your help. But it's like, girl, get some help, because the people that love you, for real, they want to help.
Yeah, they do.
But let's bring it around town to, how can you support somebody like when they're having a tower moment? How do you do it, and how can you do it? What do you guys think?
I think that support looks different for each person. And I feel like you have to learn the person, but also the way you learn is by asking questions. So sometimes you have to ask that person, I know this is a lot for you, but how can I help you in this moment? And sometimes they will tell you they don't have the answer. And that's where you find the steps to say, well, can we figure out the answer together so that you don't have to do this alone? So maybe you don't have the answer right now, but when you do, maybe I'll circle back to you, or let's set some time up together to figure out how we can support you, me, you, whoever else you have in your circle to support you during this time.
Right.
Because sometimes people don't know, like you mentioned before, people don't know how to ask for the help that they need. So sometimes you do have to offer it, and sometimes they don't know how to tell you how they need the help. So you have to kind of come together and figure out, okay, you don't know how you want me to help you, I don't know what to do to help you, so let's strategize and see what works, because we can weed out the no's and then we can go with the yeses.
Right. And sometimes people need an example, because like if a person doesn't know what kind of help that they need, sometimes like they need a non-judgmental, this is what I do. Like when I need some help, girl, I remember the last time, you know, this is what I did, so that they can even get an idea of like what other people are doing. Like it's okay to do that. It's okay to ask somebody to help you bring the groceries up. It's okay. Like, because sometimes people, they have been cultivated in a group or in a community in which, you know, certain things weren't okay and certain things were viewed as weak. So now when they move on to a different, you know, community or group of people, they like your experience helps them to open up. Well, what do you
I like
think?
that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Period, girl. You better look. But yes, what do you think, girl? The question was?
So I am working with a client that is kind of working in like the mental health space a little bit. So their thing is to kind of like use the acronyms for ASK, which is like the A stands for you acknowledge. So you want to, find ways to acknowledge like what they're feeling, which I think is what you said, ask some questions. So like, how can I help? How are you feeling today? Like, or even like just actively listening and acknowledging how they feel. Like, yeah, don't try to like,
don't say
play
you're
it
okay.
down. Like, oh, it's okay. You'll be all right. No, be like, dang, that's tough. Like, that is tough. I can understand that. So acknowledge their feelings, don't belittle it or,
move past it. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and the S is for support. Again, like, how can I support you? This and that. You need a shoulder to cry on. You want me to come over? You want to have a pizza night? you wanna do vision board party? Like like little stuff like that. And then I guess the K is just to keep in touch and like make sure you're like still checking in on them and see how they're doing. Throughout the process. Like don't just go ghost, I guess.
Yeah, and that's so good. Like the keep in touch part is important because, like we talked about, like you might not have the answer right away how to help them, and you might not know, they might not know, but to check back in because they're still going through something. So it's like they might not have it in their head to reach out to you, but to if they're going through something, to reach out to them and be like, hey, like I know when we first talked, you kind of didn't know how you want to help, and they might be like, at this moment, I have a friend. He actually just bought a multifamily, and he's like, I'm going through something. I'm like, what can I help you with? He's like, I really don't know right now. I'm in disarray. I'm like, okay, let me know. I'm free these days. And then he came back to me. He was like, okay, I know what you can help me. I know exactly what you can help me. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Especially because in this day and age, people don't reach back. Sometimes people feel like it's a problem with reaching back. It's like, well, I asked her what was wrong. Like, she should call me. Your friend is dealing with something. Call her back. You touch bases back instead of just waiting for them to call you because you know that they're going through something.
Yeah.
But with that being said, y'all, that was really, really, really good. Y'all, I'm going to watch this back and I'm gonna be like, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be taking my own notes. Okay, y'all got to teach me.
Yeah.
But we are going to take a quick little break and then we'll be right back to talk about some of your favorite celebrities who are currently experiencing tower moments on the internet. Somebody send help, please. Okay, period. So we have had such a great time. Thank you guys so much. This is our last and final segment in which we're bringing it around town. Shout out SpongeBob, my nephew watches them all day, to talk about some celebrities that who are currently like in the public light having a tower moment. Y'all get up, girl, get up, like get up. First and foremost, we're gonna talk about I feel like she's my mad best friend. Like she's my like little sister who I want to help, but don't listen. We're gonna talk about Krishan and Blueface. We're gonna give a moment of silence for that situation. Okay. Krishan needs to get her a good psychiatrist, good counselor, and leave Blueface alone because she is so beautiful, extremely talented, has so much drive, but she does not recognize her wealth. She is the main reason why I'm like, damn, if I look back when I was 21, I'm so glad I didn't get married because she's pouring so much into this man who is dog walking her in the public square. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think they're both just very immature, and they both have had aggressively traumatic childhoods, so they don't know how to properly deal with people in general. Because let's go back to the fundamentals, like treat people how you want to be treated, and he's not treating her how he wants to be treated, and she's reacting to the way he's treating her and allowing him to continue to keep treating her that way without having any boundaries or standards.
Because he said that he loved her 1-2 times.
Yeah, so I just think that they're both in a very immature but also unhealthy lifestyle.
Cycle. A detrimental cycle that a lot of times it's horrible but when I think back, that cycle leads to being beat down, either going to jail or death. Like a lot of my friends who have been through super tragic relationships like that are either in jail or, you know, very intelligent women who had to sit in the county and go to jail and do stuff like, girl, you're throwing your life away for somebody just because they say that they love you. But my heart goes out to Krishan and to Blueface because I feel like both of them like haven't experienced true love, family love, like parental love. And I think this generation period is like suffering that. When you look on the internet, you realize that a lot of these parents want to be their kids' friend, or they're dealing with serious trauma on their own. They're drug addicts, so where they really cannot take care of their kids. Yeah. And what does that do? That makes a kid that is acting out through their trauma. Mm-hmm. And that's when my heart goes out to Krishan. Like, girl, come on, let's get you some help. I don't know. What do you think?
I think she needs some mommy friends, healthy mommy friends, something. Maybe she can get some inspiration from them. She needs like a mommy community.
Oh yes, because she's a mom now. Like, that baby's head, and I don't mean to laugh. I thought it was like, what do you call it when they put it on their screenshot, or what do you call that?
Photoshop.
Kelly, help me. Okay, Photoshop, because the baby was all the way back, and I'm not gonna be all the way back like that, but. And she just like walking regular. It's like, girl, this is a 2-week-old. Pick the head up, put it on your chest. Mm-hmm. Because you don't realize how that neck is important. You have to support, they cannot support their head on their own. Mm-hmm. And you're walking around, it's because she's ignorant. It's because she doesn't have anybody around her. And I mean, like, I know she was in that store with another human being that could have said, Krishan, pick that baby up, strap that shit around. Like, do something different. Like, you can't walk around like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But instead, they just let her be out there. Partially because I think they're trying to get some extra money off of her.
Yeah. We need, what's her name back? Ayanda?
Yeah.
We need
Ayanda.
We need her back. Ayanda fix my life back for those two. Or especially Krishan.
Ayanda be getting them hands from Krishan. That's the thing. I feel like Krishan needs a younger Ayanda. A lot of people said that Remy would have been a good role model for her, but like right now it's not giving Remy, you know, because Remy did go through that. She went to jail. She had that lifestyle. So a lot of kids nowadays, they feel like you cannot talk to them, you cannot help them, you cannot say a word, a syllable, nothing to them if you have not lived that lifestyle. That's where Krishan is at with it. So Ayala will be getting them hands because it's like, girl, you don't know what I went through. You ain't never had a mama that was on drugs. You ain't never had a family that was doing this, that, and the other to you.
I think she did though, didn't she? I think something happened with Ayala.
Well, y'all get that story right because you know Krishan, she look.
I don't know. I feel like she need to sit down with somebody. Oprah. Shoot.
That she trusts and respects, because I think the biggest issue with a lot of these kids is they haven't learned how to trust, so they don't trust anyone. And trust is so important when it comes to understanding and following a leader. Like you cannot lead me if I don't trust you. And in order for you to lead me, you have to trust. I have to trust you, and then I also have to love you and know that you have my best interest at heart, because they've been heartbroken so many times by their parents. But because they're their parents, they give them second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. But a regular person, you're not getting that. Because I've been heartbroken before. I know what this story is, how this story ends.
Right. And then my thing is, like, I just feel like I don't have enough information. Like, what's the truth behind her staying for real? Is it financial abuse? Is her money tied up with him? Like, or what's going on really? So,
I feel like it was, but I don't think it is anymore. It may be.
Right. Like, I don't know.
But the thing is, it doesn't matter about money. Like, the thing that Krishan, I guess she gets now, or she doesn't get, that her name rings bells. So it doesn't matter if me and you had a business together and you're getting money off of me. I can spend it and do it a different way because you do have that notoriety and people coming out to see and hear you. So money doesn't matter. You can make it, or you can run it up by yourself. You don't need Blueface to run it up. You know, you don't need him to acknowledge your child. If you want him to, get a DNA test, get that shit done, and if he still don't want to listen,
I think she
even though it breaks my heart, put him on child support. I don't really want to say that because I don't believe in child support, because I feel like a lot of broken men have been put on child support, and it kills them more because the government is trying to break them down. So second you stop paying your child support, you're going to jail. And I feel like,
or you're getting your license revoked.
Yeah, you're getting your license. They're ruining your life.
I have a funny kind of story. So when I was younger, my dad asked my mom, like, how much do you need for my daughter? Like, how much do you need? And she was like, well, you know, like this and that. He was like, we both go to child support together. So they rode in the same car, went to court, and agreed, and they came to like, oh, we agreed on this. He said, yeah, I agreed on this, and they signed the papers and they went back. So he was just like, so I, you know, like, and he took care of me outside of that too. But he was just like, okay, cool.
Right, but what if it comes to a point, and I don't know, I just feel like a lot of black men don't want to just pull it up and keep it going because they're like, but you signed me up for $1,000 a month. What if tomorrow I can't pay $1,000 a month? Like, just like set yourself up for you'll be able to pay $3,000 a month, $4,000. Like, you'll have more rather than what happens when I have less. And I think the less mindset is really what's killing them.
Living in scarcity.
Right, but beyond that, the truth beyond the laws, beyond how child support really affects black men, that's why a lot of black women are, well, not even black women, black men are bitter when women put them on child support because the American government has set things up in a way in which if you get down on your luck, they don't care and they persecute you for that because slavery has been expelled and taken out of law books, except that only if you are caught doing a crime, right? So if you do a crime, then now you become a slave of the state. And a crime is now, falling, not having enough money to pay your freaking child support. So I don't know, it's a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. I want her to get child support, but I feel like she doesn't need child support because she could support her child. Like, sis, you got this. And that's all I want Krishan to know. Girl, you got this. I want Blueface to seek counseling because he's mentally ill. Like, he has a problem. I also want his baby mama to seek counseling because, baby girl, let them take some of that booty out. And I know we was not on this because she's not looking good. Mm-hmm. Like, I hate to see it. You spend all this money, you get your body done, and you look like I don't want to talk about her and say this, but not you, girl, but other people. Mm-hmm. They be looking like a freak of nature. Like, why you spend this money and you let this man do this to you just to look like something, and now everybody looking at you like, girl, you look a mess. So, said all that to say, Blueface needs counseling. His baby mama needs counseling because she's running up after a man that's dog walking her, and Krishan needs counseling because my baby girl is also getting dog walked. Girl, take the leash off, take the chain off, and do you got it. You don't need no child support. Your name rings bells. Whew. Okay, with that being said, let's go to our next person, which is one of my favorite people. I guess I'm a sucker for a Pisces man. A Pisces woman, they didn't stab me too many times, and you know who you are, girl. Stab me in the back, backstabber. But not you, that other one. And not my sister either. But anyway, we talking about Remy and Papoose. I cannot believe it totally breaks my heart that my relationship goals is having a tower moment.
Yeah. I feel like if it was a man who went to jail and a woman had waited for him, then he came home, a few years go by, and then he decided to leave the woman who waited for somebody else, nobody would care. Why is it such a big deal? Because it's like the woman leaving the man who waited. Like, why is it a big deal now?
Because, girl, it's not a lot of good men out here. Hold on. Let's get it right now. Papoose was given what was supposed to be given. And you know what? Let me not even say that. I'm talking from a point of scarcity. It is a lot of good men out here.
Thank you.
But Papoose, I don't know. I just feel like he really supported her a lot, like vocally, outwardly. They just had a child together. I think a lot of times, and I'm not married, but people give up on their marriage a little too quickly. Like, because I'm not feeling you. You're not looking good to me. You're not doing this. You're not doing that for me. Communicate it. Mm-hmm. Go get help. Don't get a great value Papoose, my baby, my boo. I love you. Don't go get a great value one. Like, don't go to Aldi's trying to get another man.
Yeah, don't do it.
What do you think?
I definitely agree as far as like people like giving up and thinking because this is a season where it's not good that they should give up. But if you guys seen that clip with Michelle Obama, and she said she didn't like Barack for 10 years. That's a long time.
Say that into that camera. Is that her camera?
That is.
What did Michelle say?
She did not like Barack for 10 years.
10!
That's a long time.
During the marriage?
So during the marriage, they had kids by this point. So, that's a very long time. People, it sounds like something just thrown out there, but to be in it for years and years. And I'm sure they probably had good moments within those years, but aggressively just having struggles throughout that time. And people don't know how to get through seasons. And they look at them and they're like, goals, and they're so amazing, but they had their struggles.
Perfect.
People just think that it's supposed to be sweet and good and great all the time, but as time goes on, we're changing. We're consistently changing. So we're not the same person you first met, and you have to learn to love the new person that I'm turning into now. And if you don't give me the space and opportunity and grace to love me in that transition, then you're not going to love anybody, because everybody's going to change when you meet somebody, when you first meet them versus who they are a year from there versus 5 years and so on. So it's like, if you don't know how to get through the grit of things, then you're never going to have a prosperous relationship. And you get to the grit of your job. You don't like your job for a long time, but you stay in that job. So it's like, you can get into a marriage and not like how things are going, but it's also up to you to change yourself so that you can change the situation.
Right. Or come to the situation like with a different view. And I guess that is with changing yourself. Like, I see this is not working. Maybe we can try that. Because you love somebody, you think about a different way that you can make it happen and make it work. But a lot of people in the generation of me and the TikTok and the Instagram and the YouTube, people never take the time to take a stop and look at their other person and be like, you know what, I love you. What can I do? What can we do together? Instead of saying, what is this person doing for me? Like, if you ain't did, like, you know it. No, you shouldn't come to the person that loves you with that attitude, with that, you know what I mean. But with that being said, my heart is breaking right now for Akbar V and her hubby, who she absolutely loves. She is getting calls from the side girl, and Akbar is online talking about, I don't care, I'm not about to be answering these calls, blah, 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 whatever. I'm going to stay with my man. I ain't get married so I can break up my marriage. I feel like she's doing all that out of hurt because her feelings are hurt. But people need to realize that you got to separate social media and real reality. Like, these people that you see, Cardi B, all of them, they're doing publicity stunts. This is not their life. But you, on the other hand, you think, oh, well, this is happening to me, so I have to tell the world. The world doesn't care. The world wants to dog walk you. The world wants you to feel bad about yourself. The world wants to laugh at you. When you're up, they're like, yeah, you're my bestie. But when you're low, everybody wants to take part in throwing stones and hiding their hand. So Akbar, get off the internet. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think that private business should be handled in private. Like, she's bringing too many people into her covenant. And
come on, married lady. This the married one, so you gotta listen. Like, hold on, girl. Let me get in position.
So I think that with all those opinions, she's really tainted what she has, and once again, like I mentioned earlier, she can't even sit in solitude with what the decisions she want to make because she's giving it to everybody else to bring their opinions inside. So,
right.
Yeah, I think she needs to bring it back to the privacy, because the thing about it is, you will forgive him, but your friends and family won't. And
at all. I'd be like, you be ready to fight him.
Yeah, and so now you're putting everybody in the business, and then you forgave him, and things are all good with you guys, but things are not all good with everybody around you now, because that's the people you brought in, and they still remember what he did to you. Girl. Even when you forgave him for it.
No, because I was watching one of my favorite podcasts, which is what Kelly put me onto. I was watching Don't Call Me White Girl, and she does her voicemails, and it was this one girl who wanted to fight her, who did she want? Sister. Thank you. She wanted to fight her sister's man. Girl, you done watched it. You done watched it with me. She wanted to fight her sister's man, and I love the advice that Don't Call Me White Girl gave her. She was like, I know you want to fight him because you're mad because you want to defend your sister, but please know and understand, like, you could tell your sister that you want to fight him, but don't go through it with it, because this is her man and she's loving what he's putting down. So therefore, you allow her to make the choice to leave him rather than going out and fighting his ex-girlfriend, which is making a bigger issue in her house. And your sister loves her man. So therefore, you're going to be excommunicated, or you will not be allowed in their home. So I know you love who you love, but you got to stay in your own business, and Akbar's not allowing people to do that. But what do you think, Kristen?
I think if you're going to stay with a cheater, then if you're going to stay with a cheater, let him cheat in peace. Everybody don't have to know.
Like, cheat in peace, please.
Let that be between you, the cheater,
and God.
And him and God.
And God.
Right. If you gonna stay.
Like the internet, sorry y'all. I have like these what are these called? These little nerds. I'm trying to get man off the saddle.
Me too. I was all around my cousin.
That's horrible. like, girl, what you doing? I'm not doing that. Look, I don't want your man, but I got it like that. And it ain't even got to be like that. I'm just joking. Yeah, Akbar, I don't want, okay. So long story short, you are so right. If he's cheating, let him cheat in peace. And if your friend tells you about it, let her vent and then move on. Akbar, you are putting too many people in your business. Too many people are going to hate him for what he's doing to you. And you're going to be with him. This is your man. You love him. So let that be your man. You don't have to go to the world and express that this is my man. Because we know. You do what you got to do. None of us knew that old girl was calling you until you said it on live.
Right. So you trying to convince us or yourself?
Period. Get off live. Get some counseling in your tower moment. Thank you guys for sharing your tower moments with us. But with that being said, we're praying for you. We hope you can get counseling. And I want to thank my girls, Miss Crystal, right? And also Miss Gabby. Gabby, I know you got a last name. Sober.
Gabriella Sabertini.
Gabriella. Look, she like, don't call me Gabby no more.
No,
Gabby, that was our Purdue Calumet days. Okay, both of these girls, I met them in college. This Purdue Calumet, this UIC. Shout out to both colleges. Kind of, but not really. But yes, thank you guys so much. You guys, make sure that you go follow them. They are doing so much, and you need them. So you might as well go ahead and follow them, Miss Crystal Rice and Miss Gabriella Sobertini. Is that your married name?
Oh no, my married name is Pacheco.
Period.
Oh.
She got a Puerto Rican. Okay, I might. Look, I just might. Okay. Well, with that one being said, thank you so much for sharing your tower moments with me. I absolutely love you guys to life. And until next time, it is your great sister and your best friend, 777 AM. Peace out. Bye. Some crazy eyes.